Hello, International Church members. Thank you for tuning in. Today is Christmas Day, and the title of today's passage is Obed-Edom's Christmas. It is from the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 10 to 15. If you have a Bible with you, feel free to pause this video and read the text together. So we'll start with verse 10. He was not willing to take the ark of the Lord to be with him in the city of David. Instead, he took it to the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. The ark of the Lord remained in the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite for 3 months, and the Lord blessed him and his entire household. Now King David was told, "The Lord has blessed the household of Obed-Edom and everything he has because of the ark of God." So David went to bring up the ark of God from the house of Obed-Edom to the city of David with rejoicing. When those who were carrying the ark of the Lord had taken 6 steps, he sacrificed a bull and a fattened calf. Wearing a linen ephod, David was dancing before the Lord with all his might, while he and all Israel were bringing up the ark of the Lord with shouts and the sound of trumpets. So today's passage is about the ark of God. The Bible shows a man named Obed-Edom in extreme circumstances. This man's Bible records show him as a man who unexpectedly carried a time bomb. And today's Bible is about the ark of the Lord. Let's look at 1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 7 to 8. The Philistines were afraid. A god has come into the camp. They said, "Oh no, nothing like this has happened before. We're doomed. Who will deliver us from the hand of these mighty gods? They're the God who struck the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the wilderness." The ark of God was a symbol and a substance of God's presence. For the people of Israel, Jehovah was a God of war. He was the Lord and the God of Nissi, who fought against the enemies he encountered and kept winning. Therefore, going to war with the ark of the Lord was like winning. The ark of the Lord was a symbol of victory. But the crimes of Israel broke this principle. 30,000 Israel soldiers were killed, and 2 sons of Eli, the priest, were killed as well. And the ark of the Lord was taken away by the Philistines. The ark of the Lord has been completely forgotten, and time has passed, and King Saul dies, and David becomes king. And David's royal authority was rapidly stabilized, and the country was also at good peace. David thinks about one thing at that point, one thing that he has forgotten. It was to bring back the ark that had been taken away. Let's look at 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 1 to 2. David again brought together all the able young men of Israel, 30,000. He and all his men went to Baalah in Judah to bring up from there the ark of God, which is called by the name of Lord Almighty, who is enthroned between the cherubim on the ark. I was very touched by this scene. No one else remembers, but David remembered the ark of God. He remembered the most important law in the establishment of David's kingdom. And to find it, he goes to Baalah with 30,000 people. This is a scene where you can see the true character of David. David visits the ark of the Lord today as if he were looking for a treasure hidden in the field. At Christmas, we must find the presence of the lost God again. Aren't we missing the ark of the Lord after all these years of COVID? Have you lost your God's presence? And are you living your life like this? Our worship is a time to experience God's presence. The ark of the Lord is a symbol of his presence. Our true restoration of worship will bring back the ark of the Lord. I hope that COVID-19 will restore the lost spirit and true worship. So David goes down to Baalah to carry the ark of God. Let's read 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 3. They set the ark of God on a new cart and brought it from the house of Abinadab, which was on the hill. Uzzah and Ahio, sons of Abinadab, were guiding the new cart. As we all know, the ark of God should not be carried in a cart, but on the shoulders of a Levi. David lives in Kiriath-Jearim and brings the ark from Obed-Edom's house as a Levi. After 20 years in his house, he finally moved the ark. Verse 3 records that the ark of God has been loaded into a new cart, but there's a big problem. His son died while moving the ark. Because the ark of the law of the Lord was moved in the wrong way, Levi knew how to move, but Obed-Edom, who kept the ark for 20 years, did not know it. What would be the difference between David's 20 years and Obed-Edom's 20 years? David's been thinking for 20 years about how to bring the ark back, but Obed-Edom, who was a Levi, had been in the house for 20 years. He had forgotten everything. He had lost all the words of God. The ark of the Lord was in Obed-Edom's house. In fact, there was no word from the Lord. This is the pretentious version of Obed-Edom, with only formality and no content left. It is also the image of the Pharisees and secretaries of the time of Jesus. Let's look at Matthew chapter 23, verse 25. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they're full of greed and self-indulgence. We celebrated Christmas in 2020. We are celebrating Christmas right now. But we look back on Obed-Edom, who had the ark of the God, but failed to keep the word of the Lord. We do worship on Christmas, but we think we've lost the true meaning of Christmas. The main reason for the presence of Christmas must be Jesus Christ. Christmas trees and lights that sparkle the whole country for Christmas are shown. I don't know what makes them happy, but they also say it's a happy time. But in fact, they're spending Christmas without Jesus Christ. These days, the main character of Christmas has become itself. It just became another holiday and became a family day. But on Christmas, Jesus Christ must be the main character. Christmas is not a holiday. Christmas is a day to celebrate and rejoice in the care of the baby Jesus who came to this land for us. Christmas is not a holiday, but a day to rejoice in Jesus Christ's generosity. Return to chapter 6 and see the movement of the ark of the Lord. Now when we left Obed-Edom's house and reached Nagon's threshing yard, the cows jumped. Uzzah, the son of Obed-Edom, seized the ark of the Lord. It was probably a momentary thing. Maybe they have caught it if they were there. But the ark did not slip down. But God said he would get off the cart. Uzzah's son of Obed-Edom died instantly on the spot. So from this, the disobedience and the consequence of forgetting what God has told them ended up in a catastrophe. Obed-Edom is a Levi from Gaminon. They're moving the ark to his house. In a way, I think Jehovah's ark might be kind of similar as a time bomb. Even King David didn't really enjoy carrying to his own castle. But Obed-Edom brings the ark of the Lord to his house. The Bible evaluates the image of Obed-Edom like this. Think about it while comparing to Obed-Edom's house. It has been with Obed-Edom for 20 years, and now it stayed in the house of Obed-Edom for only 3 months. And God blesses Obed-Edom. Let's look at 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 11. The ark of the Lord remained in the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite for 3 months, and the Lord blessed him and his entire household. For Obed-Edom, the ark of the Lord was like a time bomb, but the ark of the Lord was not a time bomb, but a blessing to him. Blessed is the presence of the Lord. Dear our beloved international members, I like to connect this Obed-Edom with Christmas. In a way, the house of Obed-Edom had nothing to do with the way the ark of the Lord went. And the ark of the Lord was entrusted to him, as if he had left something dangerous for a while. For him, this was a great risk, but in the end, it was a gift. Dear our beloved international members, our baby Jesus came to this land and lay on the ground. In the book of Luke chapter 2, Joseph heads to Judah with his fiancée Maria to be registered. Then he came to David's neighborhood, Bethlehem. However, there was no place to stay, so he lay down in the manger. There was no place for Jesus Christ, who came to save the world, to stay. The ark of the Lord seems the same. There were no place for the ark to stay. The ark of the Lord was kept in the house of Obed-Edom, just how baby Jesus was laid in the manger. But it soon became a blessing. Baby Jesus came there, and baby born was known to the lowest and to the lowest shepherds. Baby Jesus, who was trying to save the whole human race, was here among us who are stained with sins. He is still here, and he is still among us who are stained with sin. Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. Just as the great Jesus came to the lowest, just as the great Lord's ark had never been expected to stay in the house of Obed-Edom, the baby Jesus came to us when we were full of all kinds of sins. That's what Christmas is all about. Blessed is Jesus Christ, who has served us like the ark of Lord to Obed-Edom. Today is Christmas Day, and I hope we celebrate the grace of Jesus who came to earth for our sins. Merry Christmas, everybody.